All right, let's get started with the latest on the world's largest democratic elections in India. So India is all set to vote in the fourth phase of voting on Monday. Saturday was the last day of campaigning for the fourth leg of the seven-phase parliamentary elections. In the fourth round, voting will be held on Monday, May 13th. As many as 96 parliamentary constituencies across 10 states and union territories will go to polls in this phase. And amidst the election cacophony, here is a story of centuries-old dying art form of Krishnanagar in West Bengal, which has earned numerous accolades, not just in India, but across the globe. Let's take a look at this exclusive report by DD India correspondent Dibyendu Mondal from Krishnanagar.
40-year-old Preeti Biswas and her family of 5 earn their livelihood by making these clay toys, which she sells for a meager ₹12. Hours of efforts goes into making these clay toys. Biswas and her family are into this business for the last 22 years. But what she wants now is to get an increment on prices and support from the government.
So much effort goes into making these clay toys. It takes days to finish them. But for the amount of labor we put in, the price we get is too less. We want the government to support us through something that can help us.
Ghurni, a humble neighborhood in the West Bengal's Krishnanagar, is known as the center of production of these stunningly beautiful lifelike clay dolls. While clay artifacts are created in many parts of India, few can compare with the intricate detailing and finesse that defines the clay dolls of Krishnanagar. Dotted with such workshops and shops, Ghurni has gained accolades from its marvelous creations using clay, not just in India, but across the world.
We have been involved in these art forms for generations. Now my brother, father and even the females of the house are into making clay dolls. The artists here are very talented in creating human figures that look real, and our work has traveled around the world.
The residents of Ghurni are involved in the clay idol making for generations. Started some 200 years ago by artisans of this region, the then king Raja Krishna Chandra Roy of Krishnanagar, a great patron of art, supported the artisans of clay doll during his reign. The clay art of Ghurni has also won national awards and many recognitions.
I am the 8th generation that is working on this art form. Krishnanagar is known for its human figure dolls. We can create life-like dolls showing even emotions on them. Our work is famous around the world.
Despite the slowly dying art form, there are few like Sanju who takes keen interest in this to keep it alive. His generation wants to bring in newer technologies and better techniques to make the art form better. The art and the artisans of these clay making, which is predominant in Krishnanagar, these artisans say during this election season, will the political parties contesting these elections and winning, will they be able to empower these artisans with more prices and with technology? Time will tell how the art of Krishnanagar will live to tell the story. With camera person PK, this is Dibyendu Mondal from Krishnanagar in West Bengal for DD India.
And the state of Andhra Pradesh is gearing up for polling on 13th May. All 25 Lok Sabha and 175 Assembly constituencies go to the polls in the fourth phase of India's general elections. The police commissioner of Visakhapatnam said that CCTV cameras have been installed on approach roads to each polling station in the city. Polling personnel have begun moving to the respective 46,000 polling spread across the state. More from DD India's Mark Lin.
The state of Andhra Pradesh ended an intense campaign on Saturday. The loudspeakers at rallies, roadshows, motorcycle processions and corner meetings have all been silenced as voters ponder the choices before them. We spoke to a few at the end of the campaign in the cities of Vijayanagaram and Srikakulam.
The airport has not been completed. The rates of everything has increased. Gas rates have increased. Prices of petrol and diesel have increased. Life of a poor man is becoming difficult.
There is no employment in the state, no development or improvement is taking place. We want to follow the way it develops now.
Everyone thinking how to develop our country and state.
Nowadays, everything is like a business only. So I want free education.
We are voting because whoever will come to power must do good for our people. We will cast our votes for the welfare of the country.
There are over 1 million voters under 20 years of age and another 7 million between the ages of 20 and 30 in the state. These 8 million people have issues related to employment, better quality of education, and skill development on their minds. The other 32 million look for development and better standards of living. There are 46,389 polling stations in the state, of which approximately a fourth are in urban areas and the other 3/4 in the rural hinterland. Polling personnel made their way to their respective polling stations after checking all their EVMs, control units and VVPATs in the morning on Sunday.
We have CCTV cameras located on the approach road to the polling station. If there is any gathering or incident, an alert message will immediately reach to the control room. All restrictions are in place for 200 meters from each polling station as per the Election Commission guidelines.
This is the third election to the state of Andhra Pradesh since Telangana was carved out of it, making the electorate key decision makers in a renewed social contract, thinking, we put you there because of what you promised. They continue after 2 full 5-year terms to assess the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and even threats of what's in front of them. The curtains have come down on a campaign across 160,000 square kilometers that constitutes the state of Andhra Pradesh. The 454 candidates to the Lok Sabha and the 2,387 candidates to the Assembly have all played their part. Now it's up to the 4 crore voters of Andhra Pradesh to decide which 25 of them are they going to choose for the Lok Sabha and which 175 out of them they're going to choose for their new assembly. With cameraman Piyush Vardhan Verma, this is Mark Lin, DD India, Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh.
And as Jammu and Kashmir gears up for the polls, the Chief Electoral Officer JNK, PK Paul, has said that all preparations for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections for Srinagar parliamentary seat on 13th May have been completed. DD India's Rama Tyagi has more inputs from Srinagar.
What are the preparations for the 13th of May?
13th May, Srinagar parliamentary constituency is going to poll, and the preparations are almost complete. We have commissioned the EVMs, the symbols of the contesting 24 candidates have been loaded. EVMs have been prepared. Other non-EVM related material have been clubbed into a bag. Bags are ready. Polling parties are being trained. Almost in every polling stations we are holding the booth awareness committee meetings. The concerned BLO as well as the village level employees like Asha workers, Anganwadi workers, Patwari, VLW, Lambardar and Chaukidar are members of the booth awareness groups. They are expected to make the villagers aware about the poll date, timing, etc.
So all the preparations have been done for free and fair election in Jammu and Kashmir. Now authorities are hoping that poll percentage will increase this time. With camera person Vinod Oja, this is Rama Tyagi for DD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding a rally in West Bengal's Barkpur as campaigning for the general elections continues to gain momentum across India. He will hold more rallies in the state. The general elections are being held in 7 phases and the results will be declared on June 4th. Senior BJP leader Amit Shah is scheduled to hold election rallies in Gonda, Raebareli and Pratapgarh in Uttar Pradesh state, which has the highest number of parliamentary seats. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge will be holding a public meeting in Maharashtra on Sunday. Also, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi is scheduled to hold interaction with the youths in New Delhi. Aam Aadmi Party Supremo and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal is expected to hold 2 road shows in the capital city. The doors of the Badrinath Dham, a Hindu holy place, opened for devotees on Sunday morning in Uttarakhand's Chamoli, one of 4 sites in India's Char Dham pilgrimage. The doors were opened amidst the melodious tunes of the army band with complete rituals, Vedic chanting and slogans. And the Border Security Force of India hoisted country's largest BSF flag at the Shahi Killa complex in Atari near the India-Pakistan border. The flag was unfurled by BSF Director General Nitin Agrawal. The 350-foot tall flag stands tall alongside the highest tricolour in the Indian subcontinent. The flag will be visible from kilometres away. Now let's take a look at other stories making news today. India's Border Security Force troops recovered a drone along with a packet of suspected heroin weighing about 520 grams in the district of Amritsar in Punjab on Saturday. The recovered drone has been identified as a China-made DJI Mavic 3 Classic. Ambassador of France to India, Thierry Mathau, visited the heritage village of Maflong in the northeastern state of Meghalaya on Saturday. Mathau's visit comes ahead of a joint military exercise between India and France in the Umroi region of Meghalaya from May 13th to 26th. Residents and tourists in Shimla witnessed a drop in temperature after the hill resort in the northern Indian state of Himachal Pradesh received a fresh spell of rain on Saturday. All right, we'll step it away, short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Live. Former US President Donald Trump and Republican front held a rally in New Jersey on Saturday. Around 100,000 people attended the rally. Switzerland wins Eurovision Song Contest 2024. Croatia emerges as a runner-up. And Manchester City close in on a 4th consecutive Premier League title by thrashing Fulham 4-0 on Saturday.
How bad is climate change for us Indians? And 80% of our population lives in districts that are at risk of climate-induced disasters.
It is a concrete structure. It is a groundwater tank. So they collect the water, store it. When they go deeper after 10 feet, they used to get the saline water.
We are now at a much warmer. So the 1.2 degrees Celsius of warming means that every single heat wave is now hotter, longer and more likely.
What people need to know is when is it going to start raining? When is it going to stop? If we provide this information, people can make their plans accordingly.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Israel called on Saturday for Palestinians in Gaza's southern city of Rafah to evacuate and head to an expanded humanitarian area in Al-Mawasi. The Israeli military said it was continuing operational activity against Hamas terrorists in eastern Rafah and on the Gazan side of the Rafah crossing. The Israeli military also called on residents and displaced people in the Jabalia area of northern Gaza to clear out, saying it was returning to operate there after it noticed Hamas trying to re-establish its control of the area. The latest evacuation orders came hours after internationally mediated ceasefire talks appeared to be faltering. Terrorist group Hamas said Israel's rejection of a truce offer it had accepted returned things to square one. Israel said the terms did not meet its demands. Now, Egypt has refused to coordinate with Israel on the entry of aid into Gaza from the Rafah crossing due to Israel's unacceptable escalation. The Egypt official says that Egypt held Israel responsible for the deterioration of the situation in the Gaza Strip. On May 7, Israeli forces seized the main border crossing at Rafah, closing a vital route for aid into the besieged enclave. The United Nations and other international aid agencies said the closing of the two crossings into southern Gaza, Rafah and Israeli-controlled Kerem Shalom had virtually cut the enclave off from outside aid, and very few stores were available inside. Now, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said on Saturday that a ground operation on Gaza's southern city of Rafah by Israel would be irresponsible and lead to a massive loss of civilian lives. In a webcast event, Scholz said he does not believe that there is any approach that would not lead in the end to incredible loss of human life of innocent civilians, adding that he had conveyed this to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Despite heavy US pressure and alarm expressed by residents and humanitarian groups, Israel has said it will proceed with an incursion into Rafah. Palestinian terrorist group Hamas said on Saturday that another one of the hostages abducted during its October 7 attack on Israel has died. Hamas released a video saying that Nadav Popelwell, who was taken hostage from the southern Israeli community of Kibbutz Nerim, has died. Earlier on Saturday, Hamas released an undated video of the 51-year-old captive. Hours later, in the second video, it said Popelwell died of wounds sustained a month ago. Of 252 people abducted on October 7, 128 remain in Gaza, according to Israel. At least 36 of them have been declared dead by an Israeli forensic committee. Israel says operations in Gaza, along with eliminating Hamas, which has ruled the enclave since 2007. More than 100 people have reportedly been kidnapped by gunmen during Friday night raids on 3 villages in northwest Nigeria. Zamfara's district head said gunmen attacked the villages of Gora, Madomawa and Jambuzu, and that 38 men and 67 women and children were missing. Zamfara is a hotspot for kidnapping gangs who carry out attacks and retreat into forests where they have set up camps. The Nigerian military has bombed some of the camps, but attacks continue. An overnight drone attack launched from Ukraine sparked a brief fire at an oil refinery in the Volgograd region in southern Russia, the region's governor said on Sunday. According to local authorities, the fire was extinguished and there were no casualties. Drone attacks on energy facilities inside Russia's territory have become more frequent in the past few months. Kiev officials say that they conduct the attacks to undermine Russia's war effort and respond to Moscow strikes on Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Saturday said that battles were ongoing in the area of 7 border villages in the northeastern region of Kharkiv. Fierce fighting raged into a second day on the fringes of Kharkiv region on Saturday, as Moscow said it had captured 5 villages, while Kiev said it was repulsing the attacks and battling for control of the settlements. Speaking in his nightly video address, Zelensky also added that the situation in southern Donetsk region remains especially tense.
The situation in Donetsk region remains especially tense. More than 30 combat engagements occur there every day. The situation is extremely difficult. Of course, we also pay attention to all other directions of defense operations.
The US has said that it was alarmed by Georgia's foreign agents bill, as over 50,000 people take to the streets in the country to protest against the proposed law, which would require organizations receiving more than 20% of their funding from abroad to register as agents of foreign influence. Washington said that Georgia had to choose between the Kremlin-style law and the people's Euro-Atlantic aspirations. The Georgian opposition has also dubbed the bill as the Russian law, comparing it to legislation used to target Russian dissidents. Former US President Donald Trump and Republican front-runner held a massive rally in New Jersey on Saturday. Around 100,000 people attended the rally. Addressing the rally, Trump spoke on various issues including Israel-Hamas conflict, pro-Palestinian protests in colleges and his indictments. Trump traveled to New Jersey during a weekend break from his hush money trial in New York.
There would have been no war in Gaza with me in the White House. There would not have even been a chance. You know, Iran was broke when I was president. I said, if you buy oil, anybody buys oil from Iran, they can't do business with the United States. They were totally broke. Now they have $250 billion. They made it all in 3.5 years. When I was president, we had peace in the Middle East like never before, and I got the Abraham Accords done when nobody thought it was possible.
US government agency that monitors solar activity warned on Saturday that the biggest geomagnetic storm to hit the Earth in 2 decades would continue through Sunday. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration described the event as extreme and said the last event of a similar scale occurred in October 2003. Authorities said the cause was a large complex sunspot cluster that was 17 times the diameter of the Earth that led many parts of the globe to witness many forms of northern lights. The death toll from heavy rains in southern Brazil has climbed to 136. Millions have been affected due to the constant downpour in the region. Weather authorities say persistent precipitation is expected to hit parts of the state's center and east from Friday to Sunday. Scientists believe the pattern has been intensifying due to climate change. A road in the eastern suburbs of Australia, Sydney, was closed off on Sunday after a landslide damaged the cliff top cul-de-sac. The landslide left a large gaping hole on the road meters from the nearest apartment building after heavy rain slashed the city. Emergency crews cordoned off the area overnight. Floods and landslides triggered by heavy rainfall is affecting China's southwestern Guangxi region. Rescue teams are evacuating residents to safety using boats. Heavy rainfall also hit Napo County, causing a landslide which blocked the road. Emergency workers were deployed to clear away the rocks and debris. Weather agency has predicted more rainfall in the next 10 days for Guizhou and Yunnan province. Now, Canada grapples with scorching blaze of wildfires. Evacuation alert issued for Alberta as an out-of-control fire rages southwest of the major Canadian oil town, making it among the first actions ahead of the wildfire season. The authorities of Alberta stated the wildfire danger is extreme in the Fort McMurray forest area and out of control at about 1,000 hectares in size, posing a constant threat to residents living nearby. Last year, Canada endured its worst ever fire season that affected millions. Switzerland emerged as the winner of Eurovision Song Contest 2024 on Saturday in Swedish city of Malmö. Swiss rapper and singer Nemo won the contest with a Code, a genre-blending song about the journey of self-discovery. Croatia came as runner-up.
Just to be a part of it was special, and to know that a song that has changed my life and a song where I just speak about my story has touched so many people and maybe inspired other people to stay true to their story is the most insane thing that has ever happened to me.
Indian wrestler Aman Sehrawat lived up to the high expectations. The Asian champion secured Olympic quota in the men's 57 kg freestyle category at the World Wrestling Olympic qualifiers in Istanbul city of Turkey. IPL now. Kolkata Knight Riders beat Mumbai Indians by 18 runs at Eden Gardens to seal IPL 2024 playoff berth. Getting an invitation to bat first, KKR posted 157 for 7 as the match was reduced to 16 overs a side due to rain. With 42 of 21, Venkatesh Iyer was the top run scorer for KKR, while Piyush Chawla and Jasprit Bumrah picked 2 wickets each for MI. In the chase, Mumbai Indians started well but faltered during the middle overs to end at 139 for 8 in stipulated 16 overs. Alright, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.